What were we doing? We had found some Niffen mole people to help the Nerubians set up their farming community, I suppose. If you're wondering about the sharpness, I remember that there's a sharpness option in this game, which I really enjoy. I don't know if you can see the difference. Let me just turn it off. See if I got the right one. So it's on now. I'll turn it off. See, there's a... What sharpness does is essentially just accentuate. Is that the right word? The lines. I loved it. I love it. I love the crispness it gives. It's not for everyone. As you can see, the blurriness kind of adds to... I've never seen that motion before. The eyebrows lifting. It's an acquired taste. It's part of the... You require to have... it's required to have Fidelity FX set, else you can't make use of it. Not sure why it's different from this one. Oh, it is. So I think it's just putting this one to 1 instead. Well, rather 0. Okay, what does 2 do? Actually, it does do something. Might be a bit too crisp there. No, it's actually the same. Okay. Anyway, I like it. That's different. Whoop, I'm not flying anymore. And now I'm combat with a swarm. Another Aspringer. Seems like Aspringer's back. Not sure if they are proper guild or just casual.
Farm labor is beneath me.
Choose your enemies wisely.
Excellent.
Go then.
Did I try the second one?
Beneath me.
Why does Nubasal want Rakus operational?
The swarm beasts produce valuable goods. Goods that an Azj requires for the war effort. Our agreement is to allow you a small portion of those resources in exchange for your labor.
The kingdom stands strong. Kahet is...
Farm labor is beneath me. There are still feral stag shells on the outskirts of Rakosh. This scent grenade should be sufficient in stunning the beasts and alerting the Niffen to their location.
Grenade.
Once they are stunned, one of the rats will take them back to their hollow. Capture them and bring them back. We will be waiting.
We rise.
A Rubian made grenade full of nice calming smoke. If you're beetle, that is. That's a...
My strand carries generations of memories.
There's kite. So I can get that one.
You prove
Alright.
fascinating.
Over there, somewhere. It's actually proper on one. Okay, we'll look it up on a land mount so I can see some of this landscape. I like this one. I've been using it too little. I just like raptors. Dinosaurs. Look at its tails just everywhere. Ding, 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 ding. A scavenger. Let's retrieve battle shells, not beetle cells. It's battle shells. Or the button you have to press to start combat. Hello, friend. Wait. Where's my friend? Oh, they're riding it home. I see. Another one over here. That was an easy quest, not too much combat. I got pound to pet them. Or maybe not.
The swarm beast clacks its pincers.
Clack, clack. Remember the sun well.
My kingdom forever
Farm labor is beneath me.
until the next battle.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
It is good you are here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think this was a one-and-done assignment? If you did, Vic Saren would gladly show you the door, as it were. The stag shells will require constant maintenance. Food, water, those sorts of things. Loath as I am to admit it, the Niffen are much more skilled at caring for swarm beasts than Vic Saren or I. They can enlighten you on your duties, if this was not explanation enough.
We rise.
One of the Niffen, Aramas, can explain the process in more detail, should you require. Now get some water to these creatures. And jump over? Yes. Wait. They're not. Oh, food throw and water throw. Throw. But it's all water. Makes sense. But, ugh. What a stepped out of it. You're gonna get dazed. Suppose you learn. Why did this come out of nowhere to eat my stuff? Ah. Anyway. you doing to me? Oh, it's attacking that thing. I thought it was just a random effect. I just realized something. I didn't finish my thought. Why did that? Oh. I started writing something, apparently didn't finish it. That kind of sucks. I was just writing about how I did the setup, I suppose, which is dialogue UI for that immersive quest dialogue, I suppose. The Chatty Little NPC add-on for the voices, and Dynamic Cam for the more. I suppose we can use the word immersive again for getting the character not to be straight on center, but actually a bit more down below vertically. So it's instead of in the top, it's actually down here. Normally you'd have it here, which is why it makes sense to play like this. That's a bit more involved. That's a word dialogue UI. There we go.
You have questions. I know.
I trust that wasn't too complicated for you.
Well,
Until we tangle again.
The stag shells are of the utmost importance to Anub Azal's war campaign. We have a keen sense of smell, but only the stag shells are able to seek out valuable Kahiti truffles. The truffles are a key ingredient in several explosive elixirs, as it were. If you desire details, Aromash can give you more.
We are always watching.
once again, Aramas can provide more detailed instructions. Should this task prove too complicated for you? I'm good. Hello, Aramash.
See anything that tickles your fancy? Or your nose?
These beetles.
You got a nose for a good deal.
This
Who got the best name? Dapelia. Durania. That's Dapelia. No, the other one's green-ish. You have been chosen.
the swarm beast clacks its pincers.
Clack. I'm just gonna go over here then. The truffles again? Okay. Go eat, find truffles. Go away, you. Thank you. Hey, truffles. One truffle. Truffle gorger. Pulsating pustules. Fortified antenna. Pungent mushroom. Again? Seems like I've been lucky before. Oh, and I just pulled something else. And a third thing. Just because. These get skinning. Last one. See what I'll get attacked by. Oh. 3 out of 5, lucky. And then I walk into that guy.
My memory spans 13 generations.
That is all that is required of you.
Thank you.
We remember all.
Apparently not. They want more stuff of me.
You tread a powerful skein.
Rakush is beginning to look like a functioning swarmry. The role of delegation has suited me and Vixaren well. You will continue to aid the Niffin. In return, you may keep a portion of the wealth the swarm beasts produce. Saffron has more detailed plans around the development of the swarmry. Go speak to him. I have nothing else to say to you.
Well, quests.
Tread softly.
And carry a big gun. What is that says to us? Kisnell and Vixaron will be expecting you back. These swarm beasts require a lot of care.
Deal so sweet you can smell him a mile away.
Rakush isn't going to run itself, you know. With the stag shells, that brings us to 3 hollows of swarm beasts. They will require constant maintenance. The Niffin will be able to handle the majority of the responsibilities. However, Kishin-El specifically demanded you handle certain tasks. Rakush houses a special breed of jaw crawlers called pluffworms that will need to be fed and exercised. We also posse's a hollow of specialized silk-weaving threadlings. They require a special diet, as well as protection from any scavenging forces. The beetles will also need to be fed, and truffles will need to be collected. Vixaren was insistent that you will be rewarded for your efforts.
Come back, okay? Come see what I've dug up today.
Rakush isn't going to... These swarm beasts aren't going to take care of themselves.
That's what I hear.
I'll have more dug up for you later.
Oh, upgrades.
I have many lucky doos you like. Many farewells.
Hey, done here. Put up there. Damn, it looks so much more crisp. I like it. It really helps a lot with the low-res textures as well. What are shade casters in here again? Upstairs, right. Oh, shite. And I keep pulling. What happens when you can't see behind you?
The Shadecaster is worn down by time. By the looks of it, no one has been here for many years. You see a...
Is it different from before? No, this is the one we've seen before. Why is it not picked up? Yeah, it's the same as before. Or it might have been a different one.
At last, our threads entwine.
Aha, I admit I hadn't expected to receive this.
The weaver runs her pedipalps over the secret woven silk, delighted.
Very interesting. I will have to keep this in mind.
Oh, I'll remember you.
Thank you. Alright. Find the bat druids. Nearby Skyrang Cliff, where do we think that is? Up or down, I'm moving on around. Where do we think that thing is? Over there. This site is abandoned. Good. We can empty this extractor. Wait, these devices are dangerous. We should not touch them. Wild substance. I'm covered in monsters. Everywhere. Run! Helen, wait. I didn't mean for this. I can fix this.
Speak to me.
I need to find the heart of this harvesting operation. Then I can determine how to put a stop to it. And a little destruction along the way would not be a bad idea.
I shall watch for you.
Orwena gives a concerned glance toward the cave.
When he agreed to come with me, I was supposed to watch over him. Make sure nothing bad happened.
But he ran away, so
Let nature take its course.
I did not mean for.
Orwena's eyes narrow.
Fetch him, hero. You were exposed to the black blood, too. But Hannon took most of it. He has entered the unseeming. His mind shifted to a realm beyond our eyes through exposure to the black blood. You may need to join him, however far he ventured, to retrieve him. I will activate the Nerubian cleansing instrument for when you return. Do not lose yourself in that altered state.
May you lend your song to hers.
find Hanan. I'll use the tuning crystal we found to fix this cleansing instrument. You two will need it. There's another quest over here.
Your skein sings.
the Executor will surely reward me for the new branch of Cobus-based alchemy I bring to our people, even if it did originate from our sewer water.
Really?
May your destiny weave well.
Oh, my legs. You're perfect. Yes, you're a perfect, little, unassuming biped for my work. Alchemy is my trade, and an alchemist is only as good as their ingredients. See these Cobus below? I've been camped out here for weeks observing them. They seem tougher than average Cobus. My conclusion? They must be made of stronger stuff. And I want that stuff. Here's a sack. Fill it up. Fill it up with their innards. As much as you can carry.
That's kind of a disgusting request. That's a bit of sociopath big request, I suppose.
You prove fascinating.
That's the only innard sack I have. Don't ask for another. Okay. Let's do the cave first. The maddened seeds bomb outside.
What is it?
What's happening? My head, everything hurts. I can't think. I'm seeing things. Is this the dissonance Orwena feels down here?
Tell Hanan to follow you out of the cave.
Let's guide you home.
There's spiders everywhere. I can't get through.
Yes?
My head. It hurts. Everything feels so cloudy and... Help, please.
Farewell then.
Hanan is barely responsive and less corporeal than he should be, lost deeper in the unseeming than you.
Some of the canisters exploded. Then the spiders appeared. Kill the spiders.
Roots guide you home.
Let's start with the blood and then the spiders. So many spiders. Oh, there. Wait. So I have to trip harder just to help him. Oh, the big ones. Oh, there they are. Yeah, even bigger ones. I have to try this thing. I'm just gonna trip balls. There we go. There they are. Unseeming. Venya, that was horrible. The Nerubians chased me into that cave and nothing to fear. You survived. As I said, it's an adventure. Oh, can you fix me?
You have found me.
I need
the world watch over you.
I have noticed you seem good at surviving challenging tasks. I will remember this about you.
Thank you.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Orwena looks relieved at the sight of Hanan, but does not seem dissuaded from her task.
I cannot say I am surprised at what you found in that cave. Nerubians stuck in the unseeming, trapped in a realm of monsters and madness. I would pity them, but they sought this out. You, however, need to shift back before the influence of the black blood becomes too strong on your mind.
Wild guide you will.
Focus on the sound this device sings. It will harmonize your mind with the song of the world, shifting you back to your reality. You learn what you need to know. Please, let's be done with this.
What is it? Farewell.
Now, Hanan, listen. The song, dissonance. It's getting louder. Must find the heart of this corruption.
Yes?
Like drowning, but it was dark. I felt so paranoid in the unseeming. So isolated. Like drowning, but it was darkness that was suffocating me. Unspeakable horrors all around. I am not like you too. I can't just rush headfirst into danger. I prefer using my abilities to help things grow. But you have my thanks for pulling me out of that, stranger.
Roots guide you home, stranger.
She can't keep running off like this. The rest of us followed her here against our better judgment, I might add, but we never agreed to.
Hanan sighs.
No, we knew exactly what we were getting into with her. And the consequences.
Farewell then.
I need to go make sure she's all right. What I saw in that cave. If she's more sensitive to this.
Hanan nearly growls.
But she's making a mess out here, drawing attention and leaving a trail leading outsiders right to her. Right to us. We're supposed to be subtle. Unseen. Keep to the brush, hide in our other forms as much as possible. I hate to ask this of you, but can you use my scythe to take care of the evidence while I check on her?
Roots guide you home, stranger.
Use this to collect traces of Orwanian's magic along a trail. I'll come make sure she's alright. I have a scythe. Ruff ruff. Swing it. Ah, it looks so good. Man, just change some key things. And Blizzard could just make a role-playing game out of the entire leveling experience. That'd be like thousands of hours of content. And so I've also always been questioning that choice in AAA games. Like, they make an amazing open world game and then fill it out with some content. Like, let's take Cyberpunk 2077 as an example. They had made an entire city plus the areas around it, filled it up as best as they could within the time frame they had. But there's still a lot of possibilities for new content. Like, instead of creating a new game with a new world, why not just build on to that new world? Not even DLCs, maybe just a whole new game. People be like, hey, I'm back again. Things might be a bit different this time around, but hey, I'm back. I know where the stuff is. Like playing GTA 3 and then going back in GTA 4. It's the same world-ish. Just upgraded. But we've reached a graphic fidelity where we just like, we don't need to recreate it every freaking time. And I know some people would be like, hey, that's lazy. But imagine the man hours not spent creating yet another world. That could be spent on so many other things, to make quests, to make other models, etc. I just listened to a Zero Punctuation today, which is not called anymore, but it was an old Zero Punctuation video where he's actually discussed this, that the constant need for AAA games to push the graphic envelope is essentially pointless. But that's marketing. They need to push that. This game's better than the last one. But what if they actually put that all that effort into making I don't know, more in-depth gameplay? Maybe like take for example a zombie game. He does that in the video, like Dead Rising or something, where the entire gimmick is that they can show like 1,000 zombies on screen. Just add to that 10,000 zombies. Just push that envelope. Something like that. Like just make it more involved. Like, yeah. I don't know. Just came up. Venya, how can I help? Wait, have I not been here? Are we down this place I haven't really been? This looks kind of disgusting.
What is it?
I hate seeing Orwena in such distress, but I don't know how to get through to her. She thinks she has to do everything herself. She sees that corruption out there as her responsibility, her burden. But we're not prepared to take this on. We're not even supposed to be here.
Ask Canon why you had to cover Wenya's tracks.
We cannot allow the traces of Orwena's magic to linger here. It could reveal our very existence. We are forbidden from interacting with outsiders. What we are doing here, it is. I cannot explain more. Please, try to accept that.
Farewell, then.
I hate seeing Orwena in such distress. I'm still not supposed to.
Hanan sighs.
It is admirable that Orwena is so determined to make a difference here. We are called to protect the roots, and the Black Blood poses a grave threat to them. But I don't see how Orwena's path can lead to the harmony she seeks. We are forbidden from interacting with strangers under no uncertain terms. Yet here I am, discussing this with you. It is not right. I just want to regroup back at the Wild Camp. Be more cautious in our approach. Take our time before rushing into things with no care for who sees us. I felt so paranoid in the...
Stranger.
I hate seeing... It's forbidden for me to talk to outsiders, but you have been helpful. Thank you for aiding me with this burden.
Farewell, then.
The roots brought us both here.
My head spins with the echoes of this dissonance. Such a grave threat to the roots.
Orwena cuts herself off with a growl.
Do not fear the dark.
Do they even understand what they are doing?
Orwena bares her teeth, practically growling.
Destroy as many of those extractors as you can. Shatter the bulbs, snap the limbs, burn the wreckage. We cannot stop them all, not today. But a bit of destruction may temper my rage.
Wild guide you well.
My head spins. This is far worse than I thought. It's as if they're feeding the corruption, encouraging it. The dissonance growing louder and louder.
Orwena seems shaken, but not deterred.
I can
Shaken,
hardly
not
hear
stirred.
anything else. My head is pounding. I need to see how far gone this land truly is. Hero, bring me something from the unseeming.
So, your path leads you
Just
here.
look at all this. This place is an abomination. I need a glimpse of what exists beyond our eyes. I need to know the extent of the damage that has already been done. When I asked how I could help, I didn't mean any of us going down there. And guess who's going to go down there? Hey, it's me. Disturbed Earth. Disturbed Earth seems to just be like another kind of treasure. There's Waxy lump. Oh. Nice.
The image of a purple candle, burning with glorious power, springs unbidden to your mind as you contemplate the decaying filth before you, followed by a faint whisper echoing through your mind. One candle to rule them all, and in its brightness bind them. Bring Janky the candlesmith
Really?
and Gundarghast enough coagulated black blood to forge a most unfortunate candle.
Decayed liquefied remains of forgotten horrors. Terrible in form and power. What sort of candle will it make? Fucking hell. So fucked. Bubble bubble. Didn't see that dude. Does it just remove it? Yes, it does. Okay. Just need this. I just need this. Thank you. Still need to get some more so I can be tripping more balls. Oh, what's that over there? Memory cache. Oh, corrupted memory of Sylvanas. So she must help me. Kinda cool she knows me. I've helped her so much. Mind slurp. Oh, how do I get out? Just this way? Yeah. Ghetto Oosling. Blue on them off. I'll take it. Yeah, one more. Let's just get you in. Super lucky. Well, that was a weak crit. Please. Ah, phew. Ah. Oh, that would defeat the purpose. Why is there one? And please have them.
Far away.
Uno más.
Out of range.
Why don't just clear out the place? Up the flyers, I suppose. There we go.
Your path leads you deep, stranger.
My head spins with the echoes. They have already done so much damage. The creatures that once lived here, the earth that once thrived. If we cannot stop them, we will take vengeance for that which they destroyed beyond repair.
Let nature take its course.
My head spins. What have the Nerubians done to this place?
Do not fear the dark.
This is wrong. This is all wrong.
The world watch over you. Ah, you hail from above.
My head spins with the... I cannot stand to look at this any longer. I must act. Hero, you have survived the unseeming before. Now we must go there together. I must see it for myself if I am to believe this vile place truly cannot be cleansed. We will kill what we can and search for some sliver of hope that we can still restore this land.
I shall watch for you.
Must venture into the unseeming and see if there's hope to restore this place yet.
Yes? Roots guide
I
you
hate
home.
seeing Orwena in such
stranger.
distress. I know I cannot stop Orwena from going down there and drawing attention to our presence. But perhaps we could stop word of our presence from spreading. Find whoever is in charge of this harvest site. And do what is needed to ensure they can't spread the word.
Farewell then.
More murdering. If Wenya is going to insist on doing this, we can at least try to, well, cover our tracks. $50 stacks, only 30. Oh shit. Oh, that gave it to me. Upstairs? Yeah. Please get up. Let us fly that in. Hello. Harvest Warden. I shall destroy this warden. You cannot stop us, begone. The Queen's mission will persist. A warp sapling. Oh, wrong button. I keep pressing wrong button. Small piece of root once belonged to a tree, now found in a heap of residual slime secretion. Roots. This abomination was once a thriving natural life in harmony with the world. Kill that dude. Oh, somebody else did it. Disturbed soil somewhere beyond. Oh. Not around here. Standing on top of it while I'm sneezing. Robbed the heart of a deep walker, too far gone to harmonize back with reality. This, as I said, the unsteaming claims creatures. Heart and mind, they have lost themselves. It's battling it. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? I can make it. Oh, 571. Cool. Oh, I need that dude. Here we are, Eternal. An eyeball only able to see within the unseeming, no longer able to perceive the owner's original reality. So many too far gone to find harmony once more. Oh, sorry. The unseeming may as well be a graveyard. Enough. The damage to this land is truly irreconcilable. Meet me back at the Overlook. No stuff to do. Okay, just remove it. Harmonizing thing. It's one away. Splat. I'm gone.
What is it? Roots guide you home.
I hate
stranger.
seeing Orwayne. I will admit, I am glad to have had you with us through all of this.
Farewell, then.
You have come far, stranger. May you
My
lend
head
your
spins
song
with the
to
echoes
hers.
of this dissonance. Hanon's concerns are not unfounded. But I cannot simply witness this corruption and make no attempt to root it out.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
Orwayna's voice is low with rage, but you see it as heartbreak shining in her eyes.
This place is truly too far gone. There is no fixing what they have done here.
Wild guide you well.
I'm a crony now. I thought we could restore this place. I thought I could. I know, but we can always force harmony. Cannot always force harmony, even if you don't bear that burden. I thank you for following me down here, and you as well. I want to help, but not like this. We need to regroup. I just have to find some innards. Over here. The innards. Test buffet of various copis organs. What organ is this part of? The uncertain innard. A drooling salamander. Rotting cobus innards. The truth revealed as you stare at this meat. The cobus must have no sense of smell. I wonder if I had fishing pod level now. Let's see. Oh, I got the equipment for it, so you might not be. Water walking, golden gill. Fishing for attention. Oh, that might actually just be the professional equipment. Okay. See how instant it is. Instant and start again. Yep, okay. It's strange to me I can have Earth Shield and Lightning Shield on.
You dislodge a familiar-looking appendage from the silt. It doesn't seem particularly cobus, but perhaps a unique specimen will earn you an increased reward from Alcubian.
Lime-covered partially digested. Your cooking skill is not high enough to use this item. It's called a familiar-looking appendage. Objective complete.
Have you come to learn?
The Executor will surely reward. Brilliant. Fabulous. A sack brimming with promise, date, and arterial goop.
We are always is watching.
The Executor will Oh. What is this?
What is this?
Tread softly, Overcrawler.
You are what you eat. And these Cobus are eating the strongest Nerubians ever to ascend. Don't mind the marks of moisture on the ground. That's my anxiety sweat.
We rise. It is good.
It's a leg. It's Nerubian, and he
The
jumped.
Executor will surely reward me for the new branch
My
of
word,
Cobus
this is the
based
leg of an
alchemy I
ascended
bring to our
Nerubian.
people.
Oh,
Even
my
if it did
young
originate from our
appendage
soul
deficient
water.
friend. The situation here may be far more dire than anticipated.
My memory spans 13 generations.
The Executor will an Ascended's leg. A Cobus tribe feasting 1 or 2 dozen Trueborns or Scarelings, perhaps even a sage form such as myself. But an Ascended is a different story. Let us approach this as intellectuals, and use the tools at our disposal to collect more data. What tools do we have? You are the tool. An intellectual tool of Cobus disposal. Dive into the lake's depths. Slay the largest of these creatures or their pets. And of course, bring me their innards.
May your destiny wave.
And he moved.
You tread a powerful skein.
An Ascended's leg. The Executor, while awaiting their innards bestow in return, I observed some fascinating activity below. A consistent train of Cobus are dragging the limp bodies of my kin from the lake's waters and westerly into their cavern. My conclusion? Nerubians are being hunted and stored in the lake for consumption by these beasts. It's not so much for research than it is for civic duty, but I would reward you might be able to save from their fate.
We remember all.
You seem poor swimmer. I have concoctions to aid you with that, but not for free. Trying to figure out how to write this issue. I'm trying to help the little chatty NPC author fix some bugs. Leather. Good and equip it.
My strand carries generations of
The Executor will
memories.
surely reward me for the new
1
branch
minute.
of Cobus-based alchemy I bring to our
No need.
people, even if it did originate from our sewer water.
It's captured by what? Oh, the salamanders, maybe. Liver seeker. Witty. Let's wait for this dude to respawn. Yaga haga. Though full of others' livers chewed up, liver seeker's liver is rather petite. Interesting. Lecture. Get some breath soon. I could use a mount actually. Gasp. Underwater mount. Oh, there it is. One behind me. Chunks of leg here, also chunks of arm, eye, face, chunks of everything really. No.
Your skein sings.
The Executor will any profits I gain from my work goes directly to scientific and alchemical research. As in, I use the profits for myself, and I am an alchemical scientist.
Tread softly, Overbrawler.
Ah, I must apologize. I realized I had another spare innard sac. It only dawned on me once you were away. That aside, well done. Good job. Impressive labors. So on, so on.
We remember all.
The Executor will your efforts are appreciated, but I will be rewarding these civic tasks at a slightly lesser paid tier than your scientific ones. Blame my stipend.
We are always watching.
The Executor will surely I require one final piece of data. These beasts think. They organize. They coordinate. To be characteristically honest, there's nothing worse than an amphibian with an abacus. My final task for you, bring me the brain of the biggest beast. I need it fresh, and preferably non-liquefied. And, you know, perhaps it will slow them down as well.
We rise.
And we ride. Marseille and Rubians make me want a StarCraft MMO again. Make it like Planet Side or something like that. That'd be cool. Woolen brain of gluttony, not appetizing, and you aren't certain why your first instinct was to assess its appeal as food.
You have questions. I know.
The Executor will surely reward me for the new branch of Cobus-based alchemy I bring to our people, even if it did originate from our sewer water.
Until we tangle again.
Have you got it? Is it leaking?
May your destiny weave well.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Unrelated, the samples you've brought back are disgusting. I'm utterly appalled that you were willing to go without a sack again for the latter portion of our work together. You should really wash your hands.
Yeah, probably should.
You prove.
Alright, that's done then. I don't know what they'll be just yet, but legendary they will be. Oh, wow, there's another one. The elixirs I'll make from these ingredients will become legend. Ladder.
State your purpose.
You must be the help our mutual friends sent. Welcome to the Silken Ward.
We protect you.
As you might have heard, things haven't gone as intended for the citizens of the Silken Ward. The Pale Weedlashers have been keeping a tight grasp on the citizens. I wasn't able to find much before an Ascended kicked me out for snooping around. You are a fresh face. Go around the Silken Ward and speak to the citizens. See if you can find a way to help them. Also seek out Alchemist Talbax. I heard his name spoken a few times. He could be a useful contact.
We shall rise.
Oh, I missed a great conquest apparently. Dun, 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 dun.
The weave has delivered a customer.
The Pale Weedlashers pushing us harder isn't going to make building the Silken Ward any quicker. No rest for the weary, eh?
Or the wicked.
The Pale Weedlashers are working us too hard. The Silken Ward was supposed to be a new home for us, but things are just as strict as the capital. It feels more like a military camp than a home. They even dumped Alchemist Talbax's potions down the gorge. Are we not even allowed to make use of our own supplies?
Oh.
Return for more!
Another Aspringer. Cool. Carrying his stuff in.
State your purpose.
Not called paws. What
How
are
can
they called?
expect me to
Talons?
teach the younglings when they change what I teach at the whims of the others? Their lack of understanding will lead us to ruin. Lies. I came here to teach the younger generation, but I can't teach them the real history. The education the Queen demands can hardly be called that. And they call this history? What history is worth learning about when it must be upheld up by convenient lies?
What shall you wonder?
Convenient lies.
Are you lost in the dark?
The Pale Weedlashers hold all the power in the Silken Ward. Everything follows the whims of the Queen. Things are worse in the Silken Ward than in the capital. Any practice not approved by the Queen is met with subjugation. Even what is considered unlawful can change day to day. The Pale Weedlashers were fine with Alchemist Talbax setting up shop in the market one day. The next day his whole supply is down the cliffs. And what can he do? Any resistance and you might disappear. He wouldn't be the first.
Farewell, then.
And we crash. Hello, Alchemist.
Skiers preservers. Who are you?
Ah,
What
so
the
you have
hell
heard
is-
about my recent
What is
troubles.
that sword you're carrying?
You may be able to help.
Randomly like that. It doesn't look good.
Weave protect you.
The Pale Weave Lashers did indeed throw my alchemical supply down the cliffside. The potions will give the citizens of the Silken Ward the edge they need to rise up. I need someone to go down the Whispering Cliffs and collect any bottles that haven't broken open. I would go myself, but the Cobus have made the area a hunting ground, and I'm no fighter. This would be a simple task for one such as yourself, eh?
It's just so stupid.
For Azj-Kahet.
There's a treasure. There we go. Skinning knife. What is it with that sword? And it just looks... Also reminds me of a sword I've seen before, Transmog. That's not potions that they drop down. I thought it was like a satchel or something. Cobus. Oh, there we were. No point trying to dodge them. Light-shaped potion.
Fascinating.
The Cobus are beyond a nuisance. I need to get my Bright Shade potions back.
Kahet is Korvan.
I hope you got my Bright Shade potions, eh? Without them, I've got nothing left.
As the Queen wills.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now that we have recovered my Bright Shade potions, I want you to go around the Silken Ward and show them off. This will draw the ire of the Pale Weave Lashers, I'm sure, but I want to show the populace that we don't need to live under their thumb. With a little aggressive motivation, we can strike out on our own. Yes, yes, this will do. Go around the Silken Ward and kill Pale Weave Lashers. My potions will provide an extra kick the citizens will certainly love.
We shall rise.
Pale weave lashes. The hell? Where you come from? One shot. Oh, they all give different ones. Buffs, rather. Not the same buff. Oh, I'm done.
What brought you here?
The potions work wonders, don't they?
Weave protect you.
You put on quite the show, yes? The orders are already coming in. The citizens can't wait to get their mandibles on the potions. I have one final task for you. I want you to take these latest orders and deliver them. You will accept, yes? The citizens are stirring. Now is the time to show the Pale Weave Lashers what we can do. If any try and stop you, you know what to do.
As the Queen wills.
The fruits of our labor. To the priest. Oh shit. She's being pestered.
An overcrawler.
Oh, he.
When I saw the display earlier, I knew I needed one of these potions. I need that extra push to stand up to the Pale Weave Lashers.
Kahet is Korban.
Oh shit, I did it. There again. I'll run away. No, never made it. They shall be stunned. Nope, apparently not. Watch out, Cobus. The potion drew them here. Perhaps they acquired a taste from the potions dropped from the cliffs. Oh, well, that makes sense. Meow. Teacher. They call wee rats when they're small.
By the Queen!
My students found the earlier display rather inspiring. If I can inspire them to stand up for themselves, I will see myself as a successful teacher.
We shall rise.
What kind of example are you setting to the younglings? I want to be just like teacher. The young one means nothing by it. Please forgive him. I'll let it slide this time, but we'll be watching closely. Wait, boink.
I see you see my wares.
The Pale Weave Lashers have been all over our spinnerets building this new ward. They respect strength, and I intend to show it to them. A few potions will go a long way.
Most appreciated, Overcrawler.
What do you think you're doing? Stop slacking off. That's a nice punch. Perhaps there's too much. I only meant to shove him. He's not dead. At least compared to his uniform. We're getting somewhere.
Skills preservers. Who are you?
Well done, friend. The citizens have all they need to overcome the Pale Weave Lashers.
Farewell, then.
I feel a change in the wind. The citizens of a silken ward are stirring. Your work here might be done, but I'm only just starting. What's wrong with a little profit along with a revolution? Damn. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Where were you assigned?
I need to get home before my wife sees me.
Are you Arachne's husband?
What? Why, yes, I am. But I need help. Can you help me?
How can I help?
Please help get me home.
Alright.
May your threads hold strong.
Silken threads, I'm saved. It's incredibly important that I make it back home without my wife seeing me. I took off after our wedding last night, and if she sees me, she's going to kill me. If the guards catch me, they'll surely alert Araxene. Will you help me avoid the guards and get back home?
Watch your steps, stranger.
I'll wait while you go on ahead to make sure the path's clear. Once you get the signal, I'll head to you. I'll follow you. Where? Both coast is clear. Someone else is doing the same quest. Oh, nice having my own pet Nerubian. Oh. What are you doing? Am I going the wrong way? I appear to have broken him.
I need to get home before my wife sees me.
I went the wrong way.
I need to get closer.
Why did it work for that old dude? Get upstairs, please. Let's see. What were we afraid of? I didn't even catch that.
It's too far away.
Are we worried about the Bazaar Guard? Quite a lot of them. Is this where you live, or is it behind? It's behind. So wait, what did happen with these people?
Get closer.
Why did the husband... Did it just not catch any of it? Araxni. Go away, ship. Thank you.
Where were you assigned?
Wonderful. Klaskin, you are such a treat.
May your threads hold strong.
What a treat. You have my gratitude. Trix, you said you wouldn't let my wife see me. Dearest Klaskin, who do you think sent me to find you? Now for tradition. Araxni, I didn't think you'd have it in you. Such a traditionalist. Oh. Oh. It's tradition to kill their husband, apparently.
You find a crumpled page of journal paper wrapped around a small key.
I always suspected Araxni was a traditionalist, but I didn't think she'd go this far. I don't know where I'm going, but I just have to get away from her. To whoever finds this, it means the worst has come to pass. This key unlocks a chest that contains all my worldly possessions. They are yours. All I ask is that you avenge me by slaying Araxni.
This is a situation where you kind of want a quest to have several outcomes, or rather, several ways to handle it. Do we have unfinished business? Klaskin was mine the second we sealed our vows. How dare you interfere? Something about Nerubian affairs. Baskin, I did not expect to join you so soon.
The contents of this chest now belong to you. Klaskin.
Nerubian training mallet. Little working stuff. Still need to change that shade caster over here.
Ascension, reserved only for the most loyal.
Wait, I was caught.
Purest form of our evolution.
Can I kill him? Probably. Not like Suroma. They're just pretty much dead.
Purest form. Ask yourselves, do the Ascended appear Nerubian to you?
The Queen's word shall not be silenced.
interrupted in combat with something, apparently. There we go. Our combat. Mr. Sunflower.
These ascended Nerubians have been mutated beyond empathy or community. It pains me, but I must focus on those that can be saved, like Fiazl.
So have I. The kicks can't hurt you anymore. Is she really gone? I don't know how to feel. I'm relieved, but also saddened. Take some time, whatever you need. Come talk again when you're ready. I'm sorry I asked you to do murder, but I think it was necessary. Those Ascended are no longer part of our society. I'm not certain they're even Nerubian. They're decidedly unfriendly. I was upstairs.
We're here to observe and learn about Ansarek. That's all.
We've observed enough. We will find Xalatath.
Yes. The Vizier asked the same of me in the other city districts. I'll admit that my reluctance to trust Anduin's new ally has waned slightly. No more than a little finger's length, but even that is more than I anticipated.
She cannot hide from me.
I will help anyone in need.
A vibrant people, such as any other we've encountered together over the decades. They deserve that same peace and protection that we seek for our own. Let us vow that, when forced to fight, it will always be against the source of strife. Never the victims of it.
Everyone deserves a chance.
That stage in the distance is where Ansarek will give her Ascendance Day speech. You, Illyria, and I shall make our way up one of the nearby towers and observe. If we are to turn our own citizens against her, then we must also gain as much first-hand experience with her tactics as we can manage. I've already told Illyria as much, but we cannot make our presence known. If we do run into any trouble, the Vizier has arranged for a set of getaway flyers at the edge of the burrows where we first met.
It's the way the music's getting louder.
I do what I can.
But only with the violin.
Over the course of time, through obedience to the light's guidance, one becomes more sensitive to its voice and its power.
Together, we will be victorious. We are in this together.
Over the course of time,
And this
through
I
obedience to the light's
promise to
guidance,
you all.
one becomes more sensitive to its
With
voice
our
and its power.
renewed strength, our kingdom shall be reborn!
I can feel the Void's influence upon her. She's Xalatath's creature now.
How could you know that? Illyria, we need to go.
Maybe you're right. Wait. She's here.
What?
Xalatath.
No!
For Khadgar.
Get the Queen to safety!
Move, now!
Repel the intruder!
Valeria just seems to constantly fail. Like, she knows what she's capable of. Teleporting right away. She's aware that she's there, etc., etc. But she just stumbles constantly, and it's just standard
Vizier left us flyers to escape
Blizzard
at the end
thing.
of this path.
The entire city is closing in. We'll need to fight our way there.
Overcrawlers! would assassinate our beloved queen!
Illyria, what happened back there? This isn't you.
Oh.
I had to take the shot. It was my chance to make up for Dalaran. For Khadgar.
I'll slay you myself. The Fang will arrive to your corpses.
Ah, pointless.
But I have...
Through the webs! We are not yet safe.
Web
I don't
blockage.
expect you to understand what I'm dealing with.
But I do. I know all about blaming myself. Let's try... Wait, get back!
Blaming myself things I couldn't possibly control.
Take out the commander. We'll keep that swarm at bay for you.
Okay, I'll step out. Ow. Ow. So I...
Shield me! Protect me!
What is shielding you? Oh, just waiting. Are they coming? Are they waiting for me? Illyria?
I know what it's like. I can't fix things for you. But you know who you are. And I can listen. If you need me.
What have you learned?
How about you run for it? Da-da-da-da-da. There they are.
What is that?
Taste the venom of my fangs, overcrawlers.
What now? Our flyers are dead!
Jump!
The only option is to jump, it says.
Have you lost your... Alright, fine, jumping it is.
Okay.
I've seen you, Windrunner. Always alone. Pushing everyone away to embrace the hunt. Just like the monster you pretend not to be.
You're the only monster here.
Am I? You've slain hundreds to find me. Was that really all for Khadgar? Or is it just your nature to destroy? Come, Malaria. Embrace who you truly are.
Valeria.
I know who I am.
Run all you like. I'm coming for all of you.
We're alive. Soaked, but alive.
Let's get to shore.
We will not allow Xalatath to triumph.
We made it. Perhaps not as quietly as intended, but alive.
Everyone deserves a chance.
You have found me.
I went into the city prepared to end this war, even if I was ended with it. But I am alive. As are you. As is Anduin. We have new allies and a new way forward. I realize at this moment that my vision may have been obscured by my guilt. Part of me feels those words are Anduin's, not mine. Perhaps he's rubbing off on me. Let us return to your Weaver's lair. I wish to see yours and Anduin's efforts to save these people as well as our own through.
Yes.
No, you're... I need a moment more. We'll catch up with you at the Weaver's lair. There is much left to do.
Our journey down here has strained us all. Even still, the struggle has enlightened me to Anduin's character, the obstacles he's overcome, and the ones he's still working through. I'm quite impressed by one so young.
Well, we've certainly kicked the spider's nest. Xalatath won't wait long before striking again.
Illyria, what happened back there?
She invited me into the darkness. Said I was already halfway there. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't partly true. That by embracing the void to pursue her, I had to cast aside all I care for. You, Barisa, Turalyon, Arator, Khadgar.
Dalaran wasn't your fault.
Can you blame me for wishing I had prevented it? For wondering if the Void could have alerted me to Xalatath?
No, I understand that feeling. More than you know.
For so long, I thought I had to choose between two paths. Stay with my loved ones, or walk alone in the void. Xal'atath sought to force that choice upon me. But I see now that there is only one path forward. The void is a part of me, as is my love for my family. I can and must walk with both, no matter what Xal'atath whispers in my ear.
It can be hard to find your footing in the darkness. Just remember, Illyria, we're always here to lend a hand.
Step into my parlor.
Quite the ruckus you all made.
I need to inform you what happened in the city.
I anticipated your exodus from the city would be boisterous. But you enjoy exceeding expectations, don't you?
Sure. Is that all you're going to say?
I've heard much about you. I'll be watching.
How many times were my suspicions diverted from Executor Nizrek's true identity as the Vizier? Perhaps I've lost my step. Me, a master of spycraft. How far more likely it is that he's simply much better than I give him credit for. I find myself quite stirred by the knowledge that someone's gift for subterfuge may rival my own. We shall work together quite nicely.
You've brought two powerful Kaheti into our humble conspiracy and reunited with your
I hope you find the
companions.
accommodations here to your
Impressive,
taste.
my darling morsel. I shall reach out to the General and Vizier soon. As my
One of my
primary
weed
agent
rats
in this
has failed to
delightful
check in for an
tangle of
unusually
threads,
long time.
I'll require your
I
presence
sent Spindle
during
to
this
retrieve
initial
information we could use
communique.
against one of Ancharek's favored wretches,
Such
but
a
she has not returned from her
fascinating
assignment. Iki Tashizel, Little Morsel. One of my weave rats has failed to check in for an unusually long time. I sent Spindle to retrieve information we could use against one of Ancharek's favored wretches, but she has not returned from her assignment. Mies the Bedlam Tongue is a wretch and a sycophant, but he is dangerous all the same. While I have much trust in my Dara Spindle's abilities, I fear what a malefactor such as Mies would do to one of my little ones should he find them. Find Spindle. Make sure she is well.
Spindle's the little spider that brought us here.
Follow your thread, morsel.
You have
Check
done
in.
well to ally Anub'Azal and Nizrek to our cause. It is time that we solidify this triumvirate relationship between us all. We will conference by Shadecasters. Activate them when you're ready to begin.
Check in on our dear Spindle for me. It's not like her to go silent in the field.
Our threads will cross again.
Activate these shadecasters. We'll use them to speak Anub'Azal and Nizrek. Speak to them, I suppose? Yeah. Speak to the Weaver.
Welcome, little morsel. Our mutual agent
Shall we
has
begin our
informed me
talks?
that their allies from above will storm our realm for Xal'atath's head.
However, disposing of Xal'atath will not be enough to save our people. It is Ansurek that is leading us to our downfall. Ah, you speak of insurrection. You don't know our queen as I know her. How people go missing, dark forces walk the palace. Answer only thinks of power.
But she is still Nephris's blood. Is there no redeeming her?
We've blinded our tired hearts from the truth, Widow. Ansarek is nothing like her mother. Indeed. But we three can work together to restore Nephres's ideals instead.
I understand. We must slay Ansarek and sever the threads that shackle our people.
This gives me hope. We have a large web to spin, but I believe this first strand will hold.
A little weave rat told me you arrived.
I expected far more verbal dueling than what occurred. To be so willing to work with one another must mean these times are dark indeed. We have a long road ahead of us. I will say plainly that your help has been invaluable. It may end up being the thread that allows my people to survive.
Let's make haste, champion. We must notify our allies of what we've uncovered.
Spread word to your companions of the severed threads. They may seek shelter and respite with us when they find it necessary.
Danger lurks.
Hero, the moment is upon us. We must make haste to the city of Dornegal, where our allies await. Only together do we stand a chance against Harbinger's machinations.
May your aim never falter. Come, Anduin. Dornegal awaits.
Doesn't quests.
We'll meet you there, champion.
Sure. Don't like this one. Akram Interceptor. Disable. Six people only own it. Oh, it's been removed from the game. That was a BlizzCon thing. I think I've only bought like one BlizzCon ticket.
Have you come to learn?
The Vizier sends his regards, outsider. Take heart in knowing that your actions to aid him will serve the people of Azj-Kahet first and foremost. Executor Nizrek had every opportunity to throw his lot in with the new queen and her vile harbinger. A life of plenty, ease, and peace were laid before him like a feast. He rejected it all. He chose to work in the shadows, putting his status and his life at risk for the people. Because of this, I would follow the Vizier into the very darkest reaches of this world.
May your destiny weave well.
The Vizier sends his regards, outsider. Take heart in knowing that your actions to aid him will serve the people of Azj-Kahet first and foremost.
My strand carries generations of memories. We remember all.
The Vizier sends his ascension is no true evolution. It is defilement. It is doom. And Ansarek further etches that doom in stone with each passing day. If we bring down the Transformatory, then we can potentially rid Azj-Kahet of these abominations for good. Izo the Grand Splicer is Ansharek's chosen overseer of the Ascension process. Cut that wretch's head from her body, and perhaps these mutations will cease.
You prove fascinating.
The Vizier sends his... You've seen it yourself, haven't you? The Black Blood, as we call it. We will not stand idle any longer. Not while Ansharek mutilates, drills, and exsanguinates our precious land for the last, fetid dribbles of the old god's death rattle. Seek out the old city beneath Asarakara, the City of Echoes. You will receive a handsome bounty should you slay the crony in charge of the excavation. Her people call her key cattle, the Harvester.
We are always watching.
Only the
quartermaster.
finest for you.
Fair greetings, hero. How may I serve you this day?
That's just not an upgrade at all. Suppose I don't need the eye level yet. Breakwood socket.
Felix Cottage, you are appreciated.
Fair greetings. The work of the severed threads proceeds apace. As such, our patrons have decided to reward your continued dedication. Now take this and be gone. You're drawing suspicious eyes.
Do return again.
Interested in the unusual?
Great greetings, Overcrawler. What can Yamas provide for you this
Do
day?
return again.
Go find Spindle. Bonk. Of us? Oh. There's still some quests inside I didn't even spot. Why is Spindle? What? Is there no entrance to this place? Up top, maybe? No? Oh, there it is. I just missed it. There's Spindle. Hello, friend. Saving Private Spindle, indeed.
The little spider looks at you with many pleading eyes. You get the sense that she does not want you to speak of this to anyone.
Oh.
The little spider looks around the room, each of her eyes narrowing. You recall the Weaver telling you to retrieve evidence to blackmail Misk. But it appears as though ransacking Misk's storage is now personal for Spindle.
We shall ransack the place. Incriminating evidence. The page is etched in indecipherable venomous runes. A shimmering stone that fits into the Nerubian shadecast. We play a recorded message and radiates an unnerving aura. Please to give the Queen my regards for the very generous donation. My libellous lips feel more limber already. So long as such charitable offerings continue to find their way to my coffers, I'll continue to shout the Queen's praises far and wide, and likewise ensure that the name Neferus is forever stained. So he's a propagandist, whoever was here. There. Some spider quest down here somewhere. What is trading this? There we go. City of Frets. Village scourable by guards with keen senses. Got the Shadecast over here somewhere. Hello? No, probably not. Probably up top. No, that's not it either. Why is this forgotten Shadecaster? Above. All the way up there. Okay. There it is.
The Shadecaster is worn down by time.
Ineferus, Queen of Azj-Kahet, must unspool my deepest thoughts. 3 times now,
still be operational.
King Anubarak has demanded our empire intervene in matters to the north. The last diplomat he sent was webbed and dragged to the darkest reaches of my kingdom. Azj-Kahet is strong, its people stronger still. We could perhaps turn the tide of the battle, where to give the order to intervene, yet I cannot. I will not lose a single soul to that frozen tundra far from our webs. His army of the dead has passed over Azj-Kahet. We are far too remote beneath their notice. Sending my people to war would bring a fate worse than death to us. I will not answer his demands. I know Anubarak asked for this war. He can finish it alone. So that's why they never got any kind of reinforcement.
What are you doing here?
Why, hello there, little hero. You seem like you might be able to assist me. You see, my dear mate Amithax fell onto a sharp dagger. Her body was taken to Pillar Nest Zesh, just below where we stand. Zesh is used to dispose of all sorts of bodies that we never speak of again. Unfortunately, I have need to speak of Amithax, because she had the key to my new High Hollows burrow on her when she died. Dreadful timing, really. Would you go and fetch it? Do beware of the spiders. I need my key.
Kahet is Korvan.
You're not the first I've sent on this quest, but you seem more competent. Hurry back with my key. Got this quest over here as well. Oh shit, there's a guard. It should be around here, but I can't see it on a minimap. Probably a bug. Oh, there it is. Below. Hello. Ah, there you are. Our patron sent you to help me find the magistrate, yes?
Who sent you?
The Nerubian keeps her voice low, a careful eye on the guards behind you.
The Weaver sent you, yes? I arrived to petition a magistrate's approval for Ascension to infiltrate high society, of course. But he's missing. A rather large inconvenience. I need to ask around. You're just what I've been waiting for. You may pretend to be my servant, pet, whatever makes it more palatable to you. I so rarely get to work alongside a friend. We will have fun together, fellow spy.
The Queen seems old.
The magistrate is the key to my ascension. My old friends may have heard something about his disappearance. Let's ask around. But that wasn't the only quest. There's another quest over here. Should go grab it. Damn. Below. Ah, it's probably not here then. Let's find this rare. That's the rare. I stumbled right into it. It's disgusting. quest is further below still. Oh. That's part of the keys, it looks like, so I need to find the entrance, I suppose. Could be down here. Nice. A desiccated Nerubian. Akfax and the High Holders would be very happy to get into this new barrel. His new barrel.
What now?
It's Albert.
Who is there? Someone?
Got spiders on him.
Imagine you? I am Albert. I was a pathfinder once. Now that I'm blind, I see no path. It seems wrong to call myself Pathfinder Henson. I can hear, though. I can hear them eating. They eat the fresh parts. My eyes. My insides. It hurts all the time. They do not want my rotten pieces. The decayed parts are all I have left. The worst of me. I wasn't alone here. I had fellow Pathfinders. I keep hearing sobbing from the walls. Do you hear them too?
Embrace the shadow.
I heard them over here. I see them over there. Lost companion looks dead though. What's that? He's running away. Please kill me, but you are dead. What are your name tags is? Probably not worth it. Gotta pull it all. Get in somewhere. All dead. So then, all right. Should be enough to shield me, right? Maybe not. I might die. I'm died. Go away, please. Should use my freaking stun. Hate those stupid big mandibles. So disgusting. One last one up there. There we go.
What would you ask of death?
Need to eat soon.
It feels like my hair is tickling my neck. But I know I don't have hair anymore.
Remember, patience, discipline.
It feels like my hair is tickling my neck. But I know I don't have hair anymore.
What is it?
And now I'm
It feels like my hair is tickling
arachnophobic.
my neck. But I know I
Yep.
don't have hair anymore.
You have spiders on you, Albert. Do I? Where?
Do I? Where?
Never mind.
Farewell.
It feels like they are dead, then.
Trust no one. Watch your back.
I don't require vengeance on my behalf, but I would like vengeance for all of my friends that were eaten. I didn't think the horror of Zesh was real, but she is. Zashira. A shadow of a nightmare, making a brood of monsters while she stays out of reach. The horror is ancient and beyond us, but we can still make her pay. Pull hard on a web strand if you need to, and deal with whatever comes. We'll escape after some justice is had.
Our time will come.
This specific piece of music just keeps ramping up. Volume-wise, not intensity. Why am I getting this one? Oh, there it is. Scalpel of Sixishara. Fire of lightning. And there's a bigger one. Help, help. It's the horror of success. Can't kill it, apparently. She's smelting me. Couldn't help, apparently. This is Albert.
Albert's eyes were already dark, but any spark of life has faded from the rest of him, as well.
Oh no.
Albert is no longer alive. All that remains is his head, still full of maggots. Taking him back to the Pathfinders seems like the right thing to do.
All that remains of Albert is his eyeless head. Maggots in your eyes. How do I get out of here? I don't think it's this way. No, it's not. The hell is it? Up here? No. How the hell do I get out? How do I get in? Maybe it's over here. Go away. It was over here. Nice. Used to be stuck in a terrible place. Get him out of combat, please. To the pulley. Yep. Bling.
Who sent you?
Don't let the spiders eat you before you escape with my key.
I will be watching.
I don't want to hear about where you found it. I have no need for the details. I am very excited to move into my High Hollows burrow.
The Queen sees all.
Hopefully your friends will not have any unfortunate accidents while they're here. But if you do, have a lackey to collect items you fancy from Cess. Also, the spider seems to be killing everybody. Oh, okay. Spoils of war. Kobe's puppet.
A cruel
Why?
sort of irony to depict an aquatic creature in a state of drowning. The teeth look sharp enough to tear your skin, the gills revealing a delicate membrane. With such careful detail and accurate textures, the cost of this vicious art display must be immense.
Investigate the puppet. I paid a sum your simple mind could not fathom to get my hands on a original puppet by the puppet master.
Interesting creature. Are you for sale? How much?
How much? What could you possibly have to offer me in exchange for this information? I cannot help you. Ascension has changed you, I see. Come, let's ask someone else. Cox.
I cannot be seen with the likes of you. 9-Click is far too generous with who she allows in here. Say what you will, then get out of my sight before someone notices.
X-Click, okay. Let me just note that down. Social clues quest. Ask for rumors.
I cannot be seen with the likes of you.
I heard a rumor the
9-Click
magistrate
far too
received an
generous with
invitation
who
to
she
one of the
allows in
puppet
here.
master's shows.
Say what you will, then get out of my sight.
It's
before someone
incredibly
notices.
exclusive. The likes of you would never be permitted. Wait, I do not recall you being so elitist, old friend. I won't offend you with my presence again. Why did she walk away? Or he? Can't remember. A puppet over there. An earthen puppet.
The earthen puppet is frozen in a state of despair, with detail work as fine as the craftsmanship behind the real earthen you've encountered above. The stone texture of this piece looks identical to that of real earthen.
Investigate the puppet. A gift I'm proud to say. The puppet master is a frequent patron and want to express his gratitude.
You are not welcome here. Has the Orator pulled strings for you over Crawler? I am shocked she has enough influence to get away with it.
Ask for rumors. Even the magistrate was put on the waiting list for an original piece by the puppet master, so you shouldn't even bother. I'll try not to be too heartbroken that I'm not worth it being on a wait list for a puppet. Come along, there's one other person we can ask. Somewhere up there. Looking Nerubian puppet.
An unsettling display to see such graphic art depicting a Nerubian in the throes of death in their own city. The Ascended nearby seem mostly unbothered by the display. Mostly.
Investigate the puppet. This horrific display of twisted art is a threat. Only a matter of time before Ascended puppets start popping up. Yeah.
Cortex keeps glancing at the puppet. He seems unnerved.
As for rumors about the Puppet Master. Puppet Master's workshop is nearby. Don't disturb him. He only builds us with things of value. Those of us with station. Indeed, I've heard he's the latest fad you all used to declare you're better than everyone else.
Do you have business here?
High Elevator Azj-Kahet, the Magistrate of the High Hollows, will be able to pull the necessary strings to grant me ascension. Assuming I can earn his favor. The High Hollows is extremely exclusive. Truly, friend, consider yourself lucky to get to explore so freely. The Ascended who live in this district are not fond of either of us, to say the least. Everyone here values others by measure of use, status, wealth. With you as my servant, I can appear intriguing. After all, I must be affluent and well-connected indeed to have acquired such an exotic pet, as they will likely view you. Try to take it as a compliment. You're a magnificent status symbol. And as for you, it's preferable that everyone views you as my strange little servant. Alongside me, they will not view you as their own yet unclaimed bounty. Or at least, they won't be so tactless in acting on it.
Go then.
Fair enough.
I will be watching.
High Elevator, I knew Ascension changed people, but they were my friends. And now, they don't even want to be seen with me. It makes me wonder, if I succeed in all this, will I even still be myself?
TX6 shakes her head.
It doesn't matter. I'll do what needs to be done.
Kahet is Korval.
The Puppet Master is our best lead for finding the Magistrate. But is it just me, or did those puppets seem horrifically lifelike? If this artist is behind the Magistrate's disappearance, he certainly isn't just off to see a puppet show. We should investigate the Puppet Master's workshop. Question him, or at least ransack his things. Just a bit. Until we find something useful.
I agree.
You'll have to keep playing your rather undignified role in this charade. But it will pay off for us.
Watch your step, stranger.
I'm to intrude on an artist's work. Come along, friend. We have important intel to glean. So who is the Puppet Master? Oh, it's an Ascended. I heard a rumor. A moment, and your lovely pet can clean while we discuss. There we are. Now, what would you ask for me? Speaking Draenei. Where do you find one of those? I'm looking for the Magistrate. Have you seen him? I'm rather distracted. Your pet is magnificent bone structure. I do. Thanks. Oh, there's more to clean. Now then, complete puppet. Of a human? Of a... What the hell am I wearing? Oh, I have this on. What is that? That's a goblin. Where do I put this? There, it's hidden. Have you heard anything of the missing Magistrate? Missing? That can't be right. I seen him quite recently. Your pet has the most fascinating sinew. Over there. Suspicious syringe, yeah. It's probably filled with lots of lovely, stunning goods. Where does this one go? Over here. Ah, its graceful movements seem to have lured out the vermin. Clean up your mess, pet. That paralytic draught should help. Oh, that didn't help. Draft. It's called a draft, not a draught. Just spelled weird. Lovely. Now a proposal for you, dear orator. Join me in my theatre when your pet is done here. Bring it along. You can get free. If you can free the magistrate, you may have him. If not, get to take your pet. So I did something bad. One more. He's gone, finally, and now we know he has a magistrate. That paralytic must be how he turns people into puppets.
What are you doing here?
High elevator attack caught.
Orator T-Exit lowers her voice.
Something isn't right here. Play along just a while longer. Let's see what else we can find.
We shall rise.
The magistrate is definitely in danger. We must act quickly before I lose my chance at ascension.
Yep.
Kahet is Korval.
It's
Damn, I'm hungry.
The puppet master is so interested in adding you to his collection, he literally invited us to go rescue the magistrate. I don't want to imply I've been using you as bait this entire time, but let's just say certain calculated risks have paid off. Even such a skilled artist must have a way to correct potential errors. There has to be an antitoxin of sorts for that paralytic around here somewhere. Find it. And perhaps we test it before we go use it on the magistrate. Just in case.
We shall rise.
We can't go to the theatre unprepared. Must be an antitoxin around here somewhere. Behind you, maybe. Just what we're looking for. Test it before we use it on the magistrate. Let's, well, I'm the horde, I suppose. Who's this? An orc. That paralytic is dangerous. Any puppets fully under his control are already gone, sorry to say. Alright. Oh, thank you for rescuing us in time. I owe you my life. One more dose and we would have been stuck for good. Good, the serum works. We need that for a magistrate. I couldn't move, but I could see and think, and now I think I need a drink. Alright.
Your presence has been noted.
High elevator attack. I would worry we're taking too long, but considering how dramatic that puppet master is, I can't imagine he'll start the show without us. We should be prepared for something rather unpleasant at that theater.
I will be watching.
Just what we were looking for. And about using you as bait. You know it's not personal in our line of work, friend. I was open from the start of all this that you were the status symbol I needed to navigate this area and socially manipulate the Ascended. And if there's one thing I know to bet on, it's the ability of the Ascended to covet power flaunted over others.
Watch your step, stranger.
Just think of it. Overcrawlers, war prisoners, civilians, fellow Nerubians, important nobility being kidnapped and turned into puppets right under the magistrate's nose. It's horrific and exactly what I needed. If we save the magistrate from this fate, he'll owe me. Not just for saving his life, but to keep quiet about all this. We're off to the theater, then. If you can keep the Puppet Master occupied, I'll free High Elevator Azj-Kahet from his grasp. Hopefully he's not part of the show yet.
May your threads hold strong.
I have to rescue the magistrate before I see any more of that paralytic. He won't be able to grant me ascension if he's a puppet. That is the theater, apparently. Undercover art critic.
Where were you assigned?
I have been impressed with the Puppet Master's work thus far, but it will rapidly go stale. My latest review made that much clear. What was initially a daring new depiction of the power uniquely held by the Ascended risks reduction to commonplace puppetry. If he does not wow me soon with something fresh, his reputation will suffer for it. Your presence in his theater does not bode well for his standards, Overcrawler. Unless he does something interesting with you, I suppose.
I will be watching.
I do not recognize you.
High Elevator attack.
Start the show.
Queen sees all.
There he is. Play along. Act like you're part of his show. It's my greatest pleasure to introduce a newest addition to my collection. Dim the lights. Let's see what I can do, Pat. Audition well for me. Oh. There's the magistrate. I'll cut his string. Keep the puppet master occupied. Where's the magistrate? Go on then, pet. The magistrate should not be kept waiting. Not to kill innocent people, apparently. It's kind of creepy too. Follow along, pet. One misstep could be the end for our dear magistrate. It's time for the grand finale. Dim the lights, clear the stage. Your joints will make a fine addition to my collection. What is this? Impossible. My rotation. Seriously, the Overcrawler wins at the end? Quick the serum. Ta-da! I'm in your debt, orator. Fine, fine. The show must go on. But not today. A grander reprieve awaits. I entertained his twisted art until now. I did not expect the puppet subjects ever to include his betters. This show ruined the puppet master's reputation. He shouldn't be a problem for you anymore. Let's return to my office. We can discuss there.
Your name, Overcrawler.
No invitation, surely? Well, it's your lucky day. This job has gotten rather dull. Go on ahead. It will be fun to see you get extracted.
Go then.
Go then. Oh. That was the right way. And so, given the service you have offered me, I would be happy to grant my approval for your ascension.
Who sent
He's elated. This is a great honor, High Elevator.
I'm thrilled. There
He's an
couldn't have
elevator.
been a more perfect opportunity to
Your
get the
name,
magistrate's attention.
Overcrawler. Your presence has been noted.
I'm thrilled. There couldn't have been a more perfect opportunity to get the magistrate's attention. And the Weaver will be pleased to hear we have him in our pocket indefinitely with this blackmail situation. Now, I suppose I'm off to the transformatory.
TX6 shudders subtly.
I must not let my resolve falter now. The Weaver has asked this of me. I will be her eyes.
I will be watching.
Pawns and puppetry. Tink, 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 tink. Full dress. Half on it yet.
Best be prepared.
Whose head is that?
It's Albert's head.
I see you before you see me.
This eyeless, mostly eaten, maggot-infested head is. Albert. Oh no, what happened? We didn't know where his team had gone, just that they'd taken a mission near the city. I can't imagine the trauma he endured, or what you had to do to bring his remains to us. We'll take it from here. Thank you for bringing him back. And I hope the nightmares that could come from this don't linger for you, friend.
Keep a cool head.
I've been expecting you.
Oh, it actually turns.
I'll be watching.
Oh, come on.
Well, my morsel? Did you find anything of note?
Oh, I'll remember you.
I see you've returned my spindle to me. And some rather interesting bits of evidence, to boot. It seems that Barlet Meesk has leveraged a willingness to slander his betters in order to gain the favor of Ansharek and her ilk. Not only is his power growing by the day, but it does so at the expense of Queen Nefer's legacy. Well, that simply will not stand. Return to me soon, my little morsel. I need some time to concoct our next course of action.
Follow your thread, morsel.
My, it seems Meesk the Venom Tongue is a very generous patron, one who seems intent on slandering the name of Nefaris. Must be dealt with, but not now. For creatures such as Meesk, I think a little indulgence is warranted. Come back to see me soon. My morsel ever had time to think on how exactly to deal with this little miscreant. One quest there. One quest there. Couple of quests there. Nearing the end.